4.8 million children saved, 200,000 women's lives protected, 9.5 million people receiving life-saving AIDS treatment, over 52 million children and youth gaining access to better education in 45 countries, with 115 million textbooks distributed and 11,000 classrooms built or repaired. Wait, who made all of this happen? These are just some of the incredible achievements of USAID, but here is a shocking twist. In early 2025, President Donald Trump moved to shut down USAID entirely. Why would he seek to close an agency responsible for saving lives and transforming nations? A few years ago, a public opinion poll showed that Americans believe that US spends 26% of the national budget on foreign aid, but the real numbers, it's nowhere near that. Today we are counting down the top 10 countries receiving the most US assistance, and trust me, some of these will definitely surprise you. Before we dive in, smash that like button and subscribe so you never miss our upcoming videos. And make sure to watch till the end to find out exactly how much of the US budget goes to USAID. You won't believe the answer. To determine the top 10 recipients of USAID, we used official USAID records and data from foreignassistance.gov, the government's official aid tracker. Foreign aid isn't just cash transfers. It includes humanitarian relief, development programs, health initiatives, education funding and military support. But here is a major shift. Military aid has dropped from 23% to just 12% of total US foreign assistance, with economic aid now making up the bulk. Our ranking is based on total aid received in 2023, whether for security, economic growth or urgent humanitarian needs. Now let's dive into the countdown. Kicking off our list, Kenya stands as a vital hub in East Africa, receiving a hefty $850 million in USAID. But where does all that money go? A major portion supports PEPFAR, the US global initiative fighting HIV, which has provided millions with antiretroviral treatment and prevention services. Another key focus is food security, with programs like Feed the Future, helping farmers boost yields and improve nutrition. Additionally, the US funds education initiatives, providing scholarships and classroom resources to thousands of students, while also supporting democracy and governance programs aimed at strengthening institutions and the rule of law. Even after the US withdrawal, Afghanistan remains one of the largest recipients of American aid, receiving a staggering $890 million in 2023. But where is this money going? The majority is directed toward humanitarian relief, providing food assistance, clean water and emergency medical aid to millions facing crisis conditions. Health programs combat malnutrition and disease outbreaks, while funding also supports women's rights initiatives and education programs, despite severe restrictions under the current regime. Additionally, economic stabilization efforts aim to keep basic infrastructure and essential services running, preventing a total collapse of the already fragile economy. Coming in at number 8, we have the Democratic Republic of Congo. With $990 million in USAID, the DRC remains one of the largest recipients of American assistance. Despite its immense natural resources, the country struggles with poverty, political instability and ongoing conflicts that have displaced millions. A significant portion of USAID goes towards humanitarian relief, providing food assistance, healthcare and clean water to vulnerable communities. Additionally, economic development programs focus on infrastructure improvements such as building roads, repairing schools and expanding access to electricity. Aid also helps fund peacekeeping initiatives aiming to stabilize conflict zones and counter armed groups that continue to disrupt the region. At number 7, we have Nigeria. Despite being Africa's largest economy, Nigeria faces deep-rooted poverty, security challenges and regional instability. The US provided $1 billion in aid to support counter-terrorism efforts, economic development and humanitarian relief. A large portion of US assistance goes toward combating terrorist groups like Boko Haram and ISIS-affiliated militants, funding security training and military support. Meanwhile, economic aid focuses on healthcare initiatives, including efforts to eradicate polio and improve maternal health. Additionally, programs address food insecurity and provide education support for millions of children, especially in conflict-affected regions. Coming in at number 6, we have Somalia with $1.2 billion. As one of the world's most fragile states, Somalia heavily depends on US assistance for survival and stability. A significant portion of aid is directed toward food security programs, helping millions facing severe hunger due to drought and conflict. Additionally, U.S. support funds healthcare initiatives, including emergency medical services and maternal health programs. Counter-terrorism efforts also play a major role, with aid helping to strengthen Somalia's security forces against extremist groups like Al-Shabaab. Investments in governance and economic development aim to rebuild institutions and create sustainable opportunities in this war-torn nation. Coming in at number 5, Ethiopia receives a staggering $1.5 billion in US aid. Why so much? The country faces severe food insecurity, with millions at risk due to recurring droughts and conflict. US funding provides life-saving food assistance, improves water access, and strengthens agriculture to help communities survive climate shocks. But it's not just about food. Aid also supports maternal and child health care, rebuilding efforts after devastating conflicts, and initiatives to promote long-term stability. Without this assistance, Ethiopia's humanitarian crisis would be far worse. Securing the fourth spot, Egypt receives a massive $1.5 billion in US aid. As a key US ally in the Middle East, Egypt plays a crucial role in regional stability. The majority of this aid is military-focused, supporting defense cooperation, counter-terrorism efforts, and maintaining security in the strategically vital Suez Canal. Beyond military assistance, US funding also contributes to economic development and education initiatives, helping strengthen Egypt's long-term stability. At number 3, Jordan receives $1.7 billion in US aid, reflecting its critical role in the Middle East. As a stable nation in the volatile region, Jordan relies on American support to strengthen its military, enhance security cooperation, and maintain border stability. Beyond defense, a substantial portion of US assistance helps Jordan manage one of the largest refugee populations in the world. With millions fleeing conflicts in Syria, Iraq, and beyond, aid funds essential services like healthcare, education, and food assistance. Economic development programs also support job creation and infrastructure improvements, ensuring long-term stability. Israel secures the second spot on this list, receiving approximately $3.3 billion in US aid, with nearly all of it allocated to military assistance. This massive funding underscores the strategic alliance between the two nations, ensuring Israel's security in the highly volatile region. A significant portion of this aid is dedicated to missile defense systems, particularly the Iron Dome, which intercepts short-range rockets and artillery shells. Since 2009, the US has provided Israel with $3.4 billion for missile defense, including $1.3 billion especially for the Iron Dome. Additionally, US funding supports Israel's acquisition of advanced military technology, including fighter jets, precision-guided munitions, and other cutting-edge defense systems. Ukraine tops the list as the largest recipient of US foreign aid, receiving a staggering $17.2 billion in 2023 alone. This massive support is primarily allocated to military assistance, helping Ukraine bolster its defense against Russian aggression. US aid has provided advanced weaponry, ammunition, and training for Ukrainian forces, ensuring they remain equipped for sustained conflict. Beyond military aid, billions have been directed toward economic stabilization, humanitarian relief, and infrastructure rebuilding. Since the start of the war, US assistance has helped maintain government functions, repair energy grids damaged by attacks, and provide essential services to millions of displaced citizens. Additionally, funds support food security programs and medical aid for those affected by the ongoing conflict. With continued geopolitical tensions, US funding remains crucial in Ukraine's resilience and ability to defend itself. As the war persists, Washington's support underscores its commitment to Ukraine's sovereignty and long-term stability. US foreign aid is undergoing a major shift. Military assistance, once a dominant share, has declined from 23% to just 12%, with economic and humanitarian programs taking priority. Health initiatives, food security, and infrastructure projects now make up the bulk of aid, reflecting changing global needs. However, uncertainty looms. President Trump's executive order opposing foreign aid could dramatically alter these figures. If cuts move forward, many nations relying on US support may face severe economic and security challenges. And here is the answer you've been waiting for despite common misconceptions. US foreign aid accounts for less than 1% of the total federal budget, a fraction of spending with massive global impact. This raises a crucial debate. Is the US foreign aid a strategic investment in global stability, preventing crises before they reach American shores, or should those billions be redirected to domestic priorities? Don't hesitate to share your thoughts and ideas in the comments below. Also, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss our upcoming videos. See you very soon!